Getting some odd error reports from the mainframe. Just gonna keep an eye on that. Not sure what it means, haven't seen those before. Trains have been erratic today. But yeah, I am seeing, just looking at this, some warnings, errors. Might need to check that out. Music got killed again. That was weird.
Within any electrical circuit, there is resistance. And as complexity and size increases, resistance mounts. MonoTown is a city that slumbers. The Rising believe that the days of calamity, fear, and destruction are in the past. People walk their streets, live their lives, and dream their dreams with the misguided notion that this city is safe, secure, and all preparations for all eventualities have been made. But they are deceived and are under the spreading shadow of an existential threat greater than any that may have come before. A sweet-tasting poison is brewing within our city, and with every second that it passes, it infiltrates, permeates, and obfuscates. The corruption that controls this city cloaks itself within complexity and feeds from the collective apathy stoked by venal power. But resistance, my friends, is coming. Beware. The Factr Faction will resist. Always.
Oh, guys, don't really know what happened there. We've got a bunch of alarms going off. Hang on, I'm trying to kill them. 1 second. Oh man, sorry about that. I do not know what happened. I think we've got some problem. Who was that guy? Okay, hey, one more. All right, there. Sorry about that. Hang on, I'm going to do a full system reboot. Everyone, we're going to get the stream back online. Everybody stay tuned and don't go anywhere, okay? So hang on, we're going to reboot. All right, we're back. That was a full reboot. Haven't had to do that before. Obviously, we've had some sort of system breach. I don't know what's going on, but that video was spooky. The Factr Faction is watching. Don't really know what to say. Chat saying, I hope he is watching. He is a fish head. A fish heed. We hate that guy, the worst. I would have to agree that we've never had our broadcast interrupted like that. That must be why we were having all those errors and the trains weren't working, market, so forth. So I don't really know what to do, but I'm definitely going to tune into the news, which will be coming up in just a few minutes. Welcome to the news, everyone. It is Sunday night, and I'm your host for what has been a very eventful day in the city of MonoTown. Let's get to it. Who is the Factr Faction? What is the Factr Faction? Nobody knows. Today, systems, computers, networks, transport, radio stations, TV broadcasts all over MonoTown and the region were suddenly interrupted by a threat video that has some sort of masked man saying that he is accusing the city and its leadership of corruption, of potential attacks. It seems like it's a threatening video, but we really do not know anything more than this. And so far, the MonoTown mainframe has been the main target of these attacks. The mainframe went down briefly, required an entire system reboot. Passengers were stranded on transport all around the city. Cargo was not able to be unloaded at the port. We had delays. The MonoTown exchange was impacted. We do not know what the situation is, and this is developing. Shortly after our broadcast was interrupted with the threat video from the Factr Faction, the Emissaries of the Underground released footage that they say they liberated from the Factr Faction itself and their computers. Now, we have not yet seen this footage, but we are told that the Emissaries of the Underground have released it, and let's check it out, shall we?
Signal. The Factr Faction will resist. Always. Do you like the crazy laugh at the end? That's good. I think that's good enough. Oh. This is supposed to be a threat video. Alright, let's put this thing up. Okay. Thanks, Rob. I never tell you that. Why can't we do anything right around this set? Tell me you got that. That was pretty good. I think it's okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, make sure you cut all the crap out. We gotta keep it serious. Gosh, I can only go for a scene. Alright, so testing. This is how I'm going to talk. Oh, God. No, I know it looks ridiculous. Just relax, okay? Make sure you delete it. That crap's coming up. Oh. Go for a Zima. Anyway.
I gotta be honest, I have no idea what to make of that. I've been doing the news now for 30 plus years, and that is the strangest video that we have ever seen. The Emissaries of the Underground, of course, are the shadowy group that claims to value the truth and is often a source of leaked footage, leaked documents, and an anti-corruption crusade of their own. So we don't know if this is some sort of rival gang, if this is a real video. It looked to me like it could have been some sort of hoax. Really no idea what to make of that. So I'm sure this story is developing. And actually, I'm getting reports that the mayor of MonoTown is setting up for a press conference that we can go to live. So if you hang on just a second, viewers, we're going to get after that and bring you live to Mayor Emily Chapman, MonoTown.
The recent statement released by the so-called Factr Faction is as disturbing as it is nonsensical. MonoTown has always prided itself on being a forward-thinking, inclusive and transparent member of the global community. As such, we strongly condemn both the methods of the Factr Faction as well as its message. And whilst it is unclear as to exactly what kind of resistance is being promised, I'd like to remind all citizens of the multiple avenues for representation and debate that are available. And further, these also happen to be protected and promoted by our laws and legal system, whilst also adhering to our values. Violence and the fomenting of fear is never acceptable, and I, along with good people everywhere, strongly condemn this type of destructive messaging that stokes discord without a clear end. I urge anyone with the knowledge of the Factr Faction to come forward with information that could lead to the apprehension of the individual who illegally disrupted communication networks across this city. There is always a choice. We urge the Factr Faction to choose wisely, to choose peace, to choose the proper avenues for discourse. Choose to turn yourselves in. Thank you.
What does it say about the state of this city's communication infrastructure when what appears to be just a single individual can commandeer it to broadcast these kind of threats?
Any kind of illegal incursion into our infrastructure is of course concerning, and that should go without saying. We are working closely with members of the city's police and the MDB to ascertain what happened and learn how to prevent it. And as for the speculation on whether the Factr Faction is an individual or a group, at this time we're not ruling out that there may be others assisting them.
Earlier today, the Emissaries of the Underground, aka AUG, released additional footage of the threat video that they claim was liberated from the Factr Faction. The edit of the footage seemed to suggest that perhaps all this is an elaborate hoax. Others have said it could be deepfakes, authored by kids on message boards. Another theory is it could be a false flag operation by the Factr Faction itself. Can you comment on how your office and other agencies are approaching this new evidence?
I can't comment on the ongoing investigation and its particulars, but I would urge everyone to resist speculating on the Factr Faction and its motives. We are treating this as a credible threat.
The allegations of corruption made by the Factr Faction seem to be the main thrust of the video. And by referring to our city, it seems like they are resident within MonoTown. Is our city corrupt? Does the Factr Faction have a point?
I'm not going to comment on the vague and baseless claims made during a grainy video sprouted from behind a mask. MonoTown is one of the freest and fairest societies in the world. Transparency at every level is a priority, and there are many avenues to expose and point out corruption that do not rely on fear and intimidation.
Everybody knows from a young age how the city relies on its systems to keep the ocean at bay, and how loss of these systems could be the ultimate disaster. The Factr Faction hinted that perhaps this could be at risk. What steps are being taken to prevent further disruption to MonoTown and its infrastructure?
MonoTown systems and our seawall have been designed with multiple redundancies and fail-safes that should protect from any tampering or terrorist attack. Nevertheless, I have directed the Port Authority, the police and the Ministry of Public Works to heighten security and review their systems. We have also initiated the Hero Protocol to activate our relationships with various superheroes. I'd like to take this opportunity to reiterate that we have long planned for attacks such as this one that is being threatened, and our city is well prepared. The best thing we can all do is to continue to live life normally, stay vigilant, and if anyone has any information, please come forward. That's all the time we have for questions today. Thank you very much.
I, for one, am relieved that the authorities are taking this so seriously. So thanks for the press conference coverage from our ground team out on MonoTown, or out in MonoTown, and we'll continue with the nightly news. We've just received word that Zima, the makers of the refreshing citrus adult beverage, have issued a statement distancing themselves from the Factr Faction. The Factr Faction apparently made a couple of references to really wanting a Zima during the outtakes video that was released by the Emissaries of the Underground. Zima says it does not condone violence in any way, shape, or form, and that its brand stands for fun, safety, and responsibility, and should not be associated in any way with the Factr Faction or its motives. The MonoTown exchange today crashed after being halted for trading by the Factr Faction incursion. Stocks are down across the board, and there is pressure being put on the Central Bank of MonoTown to guarantee all deposits within its vaults. This story is developing. We do not have a comment yet from either the MonoTown Exchange or the MonoTown Central Bank. We will keep you posted.